Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Ena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachyatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, I welcome all of you today. So, we are speaking from Bhagavad Gita as it is by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and we are on the verse 28. So, yesterday we saw how that whoever has taken birth in this world is surely die, and therefore in unavoidable discharge of Arjuna's duty he should not lament but fight. So that Krishna is telling. So today is the shlok 28. Avyaktadini bhutani vyaktamadhyani bharata avyakta nidhana neva tatra ka paridevana.
All created beings are unmanifested in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for lamentation? Accepting that there are two classes of philosophers, one believing in the existence of the soul and the other not believing in the existence of the soul, there is no cause for lamentation in either case. Non-believers in the existence of the soul are called atheists by followers of Vedic wisdom. Yet even if, for argument's sake, we accept this atheistic theory, there is still no cause for lamentation, apart from the separate existence of the soul. The material elements remain unmanifested before creation. From this subtle state of non-manifestation comes manifestation, just as from ether, air is generated, from air, fire is generated, from fire, water is generated, and from water, earth becomes manifested. From the earth, many varieties of manifestations take place. Take, for example, a big skyscraper manifested from the earth. When it is dismantled, the manifestation becomes again unmanifested and remains as atoms in the ultimate stage. The law of conservation of energy remains, but in course of time, things are manifested and unmanifested. That is the difference. Then what cause is there for lamentation, either in the stage of manifestation or in unmanifestation? Somehow or other, even the unmanifested stage, things are not lost. Both at the beginning and at the end, all elements remain unmanifested, and only in the middle are they manifested. And this does not make any real material difference. And if we accept the Vedic conclusion as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, that these material bodies are perishable in due course of time, antavanta imite, but that the soul is eternal,
Nitya Shokta Sharirina.
then we must remember always that the body is like a dress. Therefore, why lament the changing of a dress? The material body has no factual existence in relation to the eternal soul. It is something like a dream. In a dream, we may think of flying in the sky or sitting on a chariot as a king, but we wake up, we can see that they are neither in the sky nor in the seated chariot. The Vedic wisdom encourages self-realization on the basis of the non-existence of the material body. Therefore, in either case, whether one believes in the existence of the soul or one does not believe in the existence of the soul, there is no cause for lamentation for loss of the body.
Yeah, so this is very important shloka where Krishna is telling we are unmanifested, and in the middle we manifest, and at the end we are again unmanifested. So why there should be lamentation? Yugal Kishore Prabhu always say that we don't know If we born in 1990, we don't know where were we in 1989. And after 90 years or 100 years, we don't know where we will go. So we manifest for some time, we unmanifest. And this is only for this lifetime I am talking about. But we are all in the bodies of Vishnu, and Vishnu excel, and with that exhalation, this manifestation comes, this entire universe come, and again at the annihilation time, we enter in the body of Vishnu. So it is said that the ether, it's generated from air, and from fire water is generated, and from water earth manifested, and for earth we modulate so many things and create skyscraper building. So this is how the elements are. Our human body also, it is said that we are made up of 8 separated energies of the God, mind, intelligence and ego, then ether, air, fire, water, these are the elements actually we are made up of. So it is said that when we are here, that is manifested stage. So there is no cause of lamentation. Why to lament for the the body which is like a dress, Now there is one example Prabhupada give, 2 example I can quote here. Prabhupada says that one should not lament for the coat of drowning man. One person is drowning in the Atlantic Ocean, so you will not save the coat of that person. You will save actual person. So spiritualists not only interested in saving this body which we see apparently, the spiritualists always save the soul within the body. They actually save ourselves. So this knowledge what we are every day discussing here in the classes of Bhagavad Gita, this knowledge save us actually, save ourselves. We go to doctor to save our body, we take insurance to save our body, to protect this body. I am not saying we don't have to do that. Whenever need arises, we have to go. But actual saving is saving of the soul. We are a spirit soul. So that is the way. And Prabhupada is giving one example. Sometime child is sleeping in front of mother and father, and child see the dream. In the dream there is one tiger chasing the child, and child in the dream cry, tiger, tiger, tiger. But what happened? There is a perspiration, actual fear, but there is no tiger, and mom and dad, they are just laughing at this child because their eyes are open. So similarly, the spiritual master's eyes are open. In the illusion, we might be thinking all the things related to body, and we are imagining so many bodily relationships, so many bodily things. But those whose eyes are wide open from the pages to looking at the pages of Bhagavad Gita, hearing the instruction of Gita, whose eyes are wide open and who has taken the shelter of Krishna, so they will give us a proper direction because their eyes are open and we are blind actually in the knowledge. So that is the thing here. So then second shloka, 29, Acharyavat pashyati kachchidenam Acharyavat vadati tatheva chanya Acharyavat vachen manya shrunoti Shrutva pena vedana chaiva kachchit. In this shloka, Krishna is telling that how different people perceive the soul differently. They have acharya, they are amazement by seeing the soul, because first of all they can't see the soul by their material eyes. That is the greatest amazement they have. So this shlokas goes like that. So translation:
some look on the soul as amazing, some describe him as amazing, and some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Since Gita Upanishad is largely based on the principles of Upanishads, it is not surprising to also find this passage in Katha Upanishad.
Sarvaniyapi bahubir yona labhya shravantopi bhavayam na vidyuhu Asharya vyakta kushalo swalabdha Asharya svajnata kushala.
The fact that the atomic soul is within the body of gigantic animal and in the body of a gigantic banyan tree and also in the microscopic germs, millions and billions of which occupy only an inch of space, is certainly very amazing. Men with a poor fund of knowledge and men who are not austere austere cannot understand the wonders of the individual atomic spark of spirit. Even though it is explained by the greatest authority of knowledge, who imparted lessons even to Brahma, the first living being in the universe. Owing to a gross material conception of things, most men in this age cannot imagine how such a small particle can become both so great and so small. So men look at the soul proper as wonderful either by constitution or by description, illusioned by the material energy. People are so engrossed in subject matters for sense gratification that they have very little time to understand the question of self-understanding. Even though it is a fact that without this self-understanding, all activities result in ultimate defeat in the struggle for existence. Perhaps they have no idea that one must think of the soul and thus make a solution to the material miseries. Some people who are inclined to hear about the soul may be attending lectures in good association, but sometimes, owing to ignorance, they are misguided by acceptance of the Supersoul and the atomic soul as one without distinction of magnitude. It is very difficult to find a man who perfectly understands the position of the Supersoul, the atomic soul, their respective functions and relationship, and all other major and minor details. And it is still more difficult to find a man who has actually derived full benefit from knowledge of the soul, and who is able to describe the position of the soul in different aspects. But if somehow or other one is able to understand the subject matter of the soul, then one's life is successful. The easiest process for understanding the subject matter of self, however, is to accept the statements of the Bhagavad Gita spoken by the greatest authority, Lord Krishna, without being deviated by other theories. It also requires a great deal of penance and sacrifice, either in this life or in the previous ones, before one is able to accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. Krishna can, however, be known as such by the clueless mercy of pure devotee and by no other way.
So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gave nice explanation, the bhakti-centered explanation of this word, why the realization of soul is rare. Because the soul is astonishing, it contradicts material experience also. It's eternal, yet it enables a perishable body, inhabits a perishable body. That's what people think. Oh, soul is eternal, but body is perishable. So that's what there is a contradiction. That one contradiction give amazement in the life of people. And it is conscious, yet it is not a material. That is another thing. It is unchanging, but yet undergo birth and death. Soul undergo birth and death. That's what contradict the people, and that's what create some amazement in the life of the people. So this because this contradicts sense perception, people react with ashcharya or astonishment. Even philosophers are surprised and they are not realized. So hearing and speaking do not equal realization. So even after hearing, no one truly knows the soul. That is the problem. After hearing many times, people still they engross in their bodily conception of life. Why? Because true knowledge of the soul arises only through the purity of the heart. It is not mere logical thing or some eloquence. One can understand the soul from Vedantic debate or listening attentively, but without devotion. So without devotion, we cannot understand soul. When you actually do some services for Krishna, slowly Krishna will reveal it. Sometimes we have to do pot washing, sabji cutting. We should not do sabji cutting, pot washing for sake of doing. We should actually put our heart, as we put our heart in our coding, writing some papers or doing our job. That kind of absorption we should have in the service of Krishna. Then we realize the spirituality. Those who are not absorbed in spirituality, they are not absorbed in our day-to-day work also. We are doing just sake of just time pass thing. No, we have to put our heart in the service of God. Then we actually realize the soul. Krishna, Arjuna, when he was fighting, he was not whistling. Shitti nahi baja rahe the in Hindi they say. He was actually killing the people by instruction of Krishna. He was actually working. So devotional service is not avoiding or escaping the thing, but actually working in with remembrance of Krishna. That is very important. So even a great thinker failed to understand the soul. So do not grieve that others are dying, Krishna says. So Arjuna's sorrow arises due to bodily conception of the life. So Krishna is telling him. So Krishna is telling, act according to dharma and trust Krishna's instruction and not accept others to understand soul fully. It is not like I will understand soul fully. The soul is not realized by brilliance, debate or study, but by grace born of devotion. So amazement is common, but realization is rare. So bhakti alone bridges this gap of amazement and realization. So through the bhakti only we can understand the soul actually. So that's what we have to remember, that how bhakti or devotional service to Krishna awaken that knowledge and we can understand the soul, we can realize the soul. Otherwise it is just mere theoretical concept for all of us. So that's what it is given here. So officially our class is ended. If anybody has any questions we can take. So this is what about the soul we discussed today. And slowly within these 2 or 3 shloka our discussion of soul will end, and we are entering in the new discussion that how to work with a detached way. Okay, anybody has any questions? Otherwise we will end. Okay, thank you. So we will meet tomorrow. Thank you Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhupada.